Well, good afternoon. As the title says in there, no drama, no mama. This is the first year that I'm not going to have my mother on Mother's Day. My mother would have been 90 just a few weeks ago on April 30th, but we lost her about 2 months ago. And so I have no mother to celebrate Mother's Day with this year. First time in my 66 years that has happened. But I'm thankful for all the years that I had mother and uh, that sort of stuff. just just kind of laying back here and just drama free zone. You said it, JC. You know what I've kind of seen on YouTube for the past few days, and I really hate that. I like conversing with a lot of people and everything, and trying to see good people. And I tell Miss Smith, I hope I didn't scare her. I hit my video conference thing that dialed you yesterday, and I dialed, and she picked up, and I saw her picture. And I said, "Oh, hey, Miss Smith," and she hung up. So I said, "Oh gosh, I hope I didn't scare her." But yeah, I want to. I like to get out here and just converse with people and not have a drama about anything. My life. I mean, I guess I'm at the don't give a. Well, tell her I have scared people in the past. My old ugly mug will scare people. So at my age, I'm not the best thing to look at, I would imagine. But yeah, tell her I'm sorry about that. I hit that, and I hit the video conference thing. Your phone and iPhone and my phone evidently connect with a video, and I didn't realize that. And I hit that, and I was going to call you and just chat with you a little bit. But I'm glad to see you're online, and let me explain that to you anyway. I didn't want to. Yeah. Hey, Matt. Yeah, I'm just getting online here, just trying to, like I said, no drama mode here, not no drama situation. I hate that there's a lot of people with a little bit of drama out there right now. I like conversing with everybody. uh, just everybody in the community. I like chatting with them if I can. I feel like I learn, and I'm a guy that's, like I said, I'll be 67 this year, but I feel like I learn something every single day, and I like to learn, and I like to keep things fresh. Now, I will say one thing: I'm really at the age also that I really don't give a crap attitude too about certain things, so I don't get into drama with my drivers, with other people. That's kind of how I keep my stress down. Is I don't. Uh, yeah. Well, don't get yourself pulled into drama, Matt. uh, the best way to not get into drama, and I hate it for everybody that gets in drama. And granted, I see it, and I tell my drivers, I say, leave your personal problems at home. Uh, you don't have to, you can be my driver. You can be the best driver that I've got, but I don't want your personal problems. I have my own personal issues, so I'll deal with my own. You deal with your own, and I don't like to deal with it. And I'm not going to be a Dr. Phil or to anybody. I'm not going to. Uh, uh, yeah. That's where you've got to be. You got to be like you're saying, Matt. You can't have uh, you can't have people ruining your life by their drama. And I have drivers all the time. They will call me and they'll say, "Oh, this is happening. That's happening." I said, "Fine. Let me let you deal with your problems. Uh, uh, I can't deal with yours and mine. Now, if you need time off to go deal with your problems, that's fine. That's all you have to ask me. but don't bring them to me. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to discuss them. And if I had to discuss every drama that went on with all the 40 plus drivers that I have, well, I would go, phew, and just blow my brains out, I guess. So I have found out that my life is a lot simpler by not, I don't want it. I mean, I'll talk friendly to everybody. I mean, I've talked friendly I try to talk friendly and give my points of view on how I run my trucking business, how I buy tools, what I'm buying, what I don't buy. I don't get dramatic on any of that. I think if you bring, like I said, the drama, if you're overly dramatic with about your tools, or if you're overly dramatic about the way you do things, it can be frustrating. Now I watch JC's projects he has, love them, because JC, I think, is very talented and knows what he's doing. I watched Matt tear apart a 60 series engine, and I like that too, because you can pick up on nuances on the way people do things. Especially, of course, it's hard to film every single aspect, and yeah, I'll say that too, Matt. I told him that the other day, that I think JC is one of the smartest guys I've seen. He seems to tackle anything. Love it. I told him when I called him the other day and I was talking about it, and he reminds me of a rebuilder that's down here in my area. I used to love to hang out at his shop because he could rebuild anything, and I really enjoy watching that and being around that. And everybody has talent. I haven't figured out exactly what my talent is yet. I guess I'm a decent businessman. I try to do different things, and I guess I have talents that I don't realize maybe, and that's yeah. Well, I think all three of us are just old rednecks, JC, and and I'm proud of it too. I take the badge of honor of being called a redneck. If somebody wants to say you're old Southern redneck, hey, I'm all for it. That's me. I'll wear that crown every single day. And, I think that it's like I said, it's a badge of honor for me, because to me, I think some of these old rednecks is what made this country great. I mean, you can look at a lot of people out there that, pretend, I'll say, like politicians, they pretend to get things done, but not as much as what some of us old rednecks do. And, so, that's definitely, I tell you one thing, I got to put, how do I put, I'm going to put JC. Let me put JC in here on the tool thing. I haven't got let me get my mouse. That way I can put him on the blue thing too. Let me see how I do this. Now I'm trying to, this shows my lack. Let's see. No, how do I do it there? Dadgum, I ain't too smart on that. I got to get out. Whoops. Oh God, I did that. About goofed up here. Yeah, that's right. The redneck way of thinking is nothing but let's get it done. Get her done. I like the like the old redneck. What's his name? The get her done guy. But that's sort of the way I am too. I have I can't. Sometimes I haven't done YouTube enough to know. I'm trying to do something on here. Let's see if I can do it. Participants. And I can't do that. No, Now let me go back where I was. Nope, don't want to do that. Now I tell you what, guys, I'm about to screw up my own chat here. Let me see participants, the top chat. Let's see. There I go. Shoo. But like I was saying at the beginning, this is my first year without my mother. My first Mother's Day without my mother. So that's sort of where I'm at. That's the reason I titled it "No Mama, No Drama," and "No Drama, No Mama." And I lost her about 3 months ago. She had Alzheimer's, and she was good that she knew most of us, and we were still doing good. I mean, she would tell us the same stories over and over again, and she was good about remembering everything from 25, 30 years ago. But we couldn't get her to remember something that happened last week. That was her thing. But she recognized all of us all the way until the last few days. So I'm thankful for that. And it's like I said, Mom would have been 90 about 2 weeks ago, but it's just one of those things. We're all going to have to go through that experience one day if we haven't already. I've lost both of my parents. Lost my dad real young. He was younger than me when we lost him, and lost, like I said, Mom lived almost 30 years without Dad. So it was good. It was good. I mean, she was a good mother to us 4 boys, and I know that I don't know what anybody's religious beliefs are. I said, but if anybody ever makes it to heaven, my mother's there. I'd say that. A woman that I've never heard utter a single curse word in my entire life. And of course, she had plenty of reason to do that with 4 boys, but I never heard her utter a single cuss word, never smoked, never drank. She kind of, gave us those vows. I mean, those virtues to live by too. And of course, I've tried to live by a good many of those. The cussing part, I get in there. I'm like everybody. I'll say a few of those. I try to cut them down. I don't let that. I try not to let that be my language that I use. But I'm a truck driver and a truck owner, so I let a few slide. That's for sure. But the older I get, the less I want to do something like that, because. And my mother always told me. She says, anytime you use a cuss word, you're showing your ignorance. You're showing your lack of a vocabulary, that you can't come up with a word other than a FU or whatever. That's just showing the lack of your mental capacity, I think. And not to disparage anybody. I'm not, like I said, no drama day. That's what I'm trying to be. I'd like to. Yeah, well, I have too, Matt. I've like I said, I've let a few fly. And sometimes when my temper comes out, I mean, when I get involved with something that's really stupid, and that's when it comes out. And I think it's because of the fact that your brain is so frustrated, and you'll do that. But I try not to do it on a daily basis or in conversation in general. Yep, that's right. And most of us guys out here, I think we realize that, and we try to, you want to put your best foot forward, I think, and that's my opinion. You only make so many impressions out there. Was it? Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's we I like getting out here and chatting with y'all guys. I mean, there's, the ones that like to chat with me, I'm very appreciative of chatting with y'all. And, hopefully that, we can come up with a good dialogue. And that's what I like. I'm just like Matt has come up with help me, kind of give me a guidance on these Detroits. And JC, I've chatted with him on some things too. And I think we converse in a good conversation. And that's what I'm after. I mean, I like knowledge. And like I said, at my age, I still like knowledge. I mean, some people say, well, you've been in the trucking business a long time. You should know everything. No. Every single day that I get up, I want to learn something new. Every single day. The day that I want to quit learning is probably the day I'm just going to hang it up and not do anything anymore. So I love to be able to learn and converse and find new projects and find new things that I can do. And if I can do that, then my life, I have a more of a fulfillment. And and that's what I tried. That's what I tried to do. And and the old saying is, I don't worry about who likes me, who does not like me. There's going to be a lot of people that don't like me, and I try not to make enemies. But if you don't like me, that's fine. I won't converse with you. You don't converse with me. That's fine. But I like to be friendly to everybody and trying to be nice to everybody, and try to like I said, you learn from that. And I think it's enjoyable. I mean, even when I go to my store up here at Napa and everything, now, I don't work the counter that much, but I try to, occasionally, interject and talk to the customers and different things like that. And I like conversing with people like that. And when I do that, I get a good feeling. I get a good feeling when I'm talking with you guys online. As long as somebody's not, like I said, drama. I don't want it, don't need it. And that's the way I like to treat it with my drivers. I like talking to them, and we like to talk good things and everything. But, I don't need a pile of drama. Now, and drama comes in all levels and aspects of different things. And you can get some that will just drag you down to the bare whatever. I don't want that. I'm not trying to have a weird attitude about things. I'm not trying to gloss over anything, because there are a lot of drama out there. And I tell you what, I'll give you, for instance, this goes back to my mother. And I love my mother, miss my mother right now. But my mother, as my mother never watched soap operas, never, because she called them fussing programs. And that was her way of looking at soap operas. And so many women, and we had As the World Turns, The Edge of Night, and all these crazy programs that used to come on, all the TV shows. Well, as soon as those things came on, my mother clicked them. We went to something. We watched a game show. We watched something else. But she was not going to watch a fussing program, is what she said. And we never watched them. I never really liked them either. And so all the old soaps, and I'm like you. I like to watch informative videos. I'm a big PBS watcher. I loved This Old House when it was really going great. I used to love the early days of This Old House. Still watch it some. I even watch the local guy down here in North Carolina. I don't know if y'all get it all over the United States, but the Woodwright Shop, old Roy Underhill. Got to meet him a couple of times. He has a place in North Carolina, and I've got to meet him a couple of times. And he's real smart, real educational on the old ways of doing woodworking. Love that. And I have a lot of woodworking shows I like, and along with other things that I like to project with, mechanical things. And I'm, meeting and seeing the YouTube community that I view that are very intelligent, and that you look at it and just, it doesn't take but a few minutes to know if that person is a smart person and has something to offer you. And I've seen this young boy named Stephen Cox out there. I've seen his, and he's a very intelligent. He reminds me of Matt a little bit. Really into it on the diesels and everything. And I've seen him and a couple of these others that do real good. And then there's this one boy, I can't think of his name, I watch sometimes. He's a Volkswagen mechanic. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. He's got the long beard, and he's from North Carolina too. He's down here in Raleigh. Gosh, I can't think of the name of him right now. He goes by a nickname. I don't know his name. And then, of course, Flat Rate Master. I like Flat Rate Master. I think Flat Rate. Humble, that's it. Humble Mechanic. Yeah, the Humble Mechanic. That's it, JC. And Hey, Jason, Andy Griffith, where is it based at? North Carolina, right up the hills. I've actually got 4 drivers that live right up there, and I have two or three of them that they could have been stars in the show. I want to tell you, I have a driver named Ira that he lives at the bottom of the mountain, right up above Mount Airy, where Andy Griffith is from, and he's slow talking. He's the nicest guy as you can be, and it's you wouldn't believe it. But I have like I said, I have 4 of my drivers that live right in the Mount Airy area that drive in Greensboro for me, and it's really funny, and that's a beautiful part of the country, and this part, and we're not too far from it, right here in the Piedmont, and when I watch that, it just hits home so much, because I was raised like that. Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. See, that's where that's at. Pilot Mountain. Well, they called it Mount Pilot in the series, but Pilot Mountain, Mount Airy, Dobson, all those towns up there. That's Mount Pilot was the name in the show. And you know what's funny? Because of that, Thelma Lou actually lives in Mount Airy. She actually moved to Mount Airy, and they say she comes down there every once in a while and hangs out and signs autographs and everything. And Aunt B, she actually moved down to Siler City. Well, I used to go by Aunt B's house when I was running out of Greensboro. So I used to run right by that. She used to have, I'm trying to think what it was, because when she died, her old car, and it was like, I want to say it was a Nash Rambler or something like that. But she had that car, and it was under the carport, dusty for years. I mean, you could tell that she had never hardly driven it. And that, it was sort of funny. I mean, we would go right by where Aunt B's house was, Frances Bavier. Yeah. But yeah, she moved to North Carolina. Thelma Lou moved to North Carolina. Siler City's down below, but you hear them talk about Siler City in there. But that's where Aunt B actually moved to, was Siler City. I don't know why she chose Siler City. It's sort of south of Raleigh. But it's a fun thing to watch, and it's a fun series to think of, that we can have that idyllic lifestyle. And I grew up in that. I mean, it just related to me so much that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed that series, still do. And there's nothing funnier than watching those old things with Barney, especially the one where he's doing the Constitution, I think, of the United States, we the people, and I still remember that. It's funny, but I hope that everybody that views my channel, what little bit I'm doing mostly live streaming, because I guess I'm lazy. I I'm looking at some editing programs. I've got a few, and I look at that, and I'm gonna probably try to edit some, but I don't mind jumping on and talking and chatting and that sort of thing. But I'm not big on editing right now, and it's sort of ironic because I used to have a graphics business. My son and wife and all of us, we had an internet and a graphics business we used to have years ago, and that we started that after my son got out of college, and it's interesting because I do have part of that background, but it's time consuming. All right. Hey, Matt. Well, I'm glad to say that. And I'm actually going to have to leave too because my wife has come back. She walked across up the road to get our newspapers, and she's back. So I'm going to probably say goodbye too because I actually have to drive. I'm going to have to do that, JC. I'm going to actually have to drive for my Amazon. I've got my new trainee, Landon Walker, the boy that's a gas man for Hendrick Motorsports. I'm training him. He and his wife are coming online with us, and they're probably going to be the people we transition to. Well, not probably, they are. They're the young couple. They're buying into my company, and my wife and I are transitioning out, of course, because of my age. And so I may shoot some pictures this afternoon with Landon with me. I'm training him. He's got his CDL permit, so I'm gonna let him do some driving and everything on our Amazon trucks, and we'll see what we can do. I can't put him into FedEx trucks yet, but I can put him in my Amazon. I own the authority on that, so I can do that. But I'll probably just end this chat right now too. Enjoy talking with everybody. No drama, and unfortunately, no mama for me. So I'll talk to everybody later, and we'll see you.